He's the Red Sox legend and now Hall of Famer, John Smoltz, who joins us on the show. John, congratulations.
Thanks, Dan. Listen, I've learned so much about how professional you are and how good you are. Let me just tell you this. Since I've gotten in the media, since I've gotten on your side, right, we go back a long ways, and I know what you deliberately tried to do is so professional that I want to tell the viewers what it's like. If I've got a best friend in the game that I have today, and I am looking to critique him, I'm probably going to be overcritical just so nobody accuses me of that friendship getting in the way of my analysis.
Yep.
So you did the same thing, and it was brilliant. You know, it was you
Thank
set
you.
a number at 3.5. You wanted to be wrong just so people could give you the credibility of saying, hey, you thought your friend was getting in the Hall of Fame, and you deliberately went the other way just so no one could say I'm biased.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, John Smoltz is going to get in the Hall of Fame. That's why you set the number at 3.5, and I applaud you for it. I really do.
Actually, John, I didn't think you were going to get in the Hall of Fame. Okay, did you think you were getting in the Hall of Fame?
I never allowed myself to think one way or the other, honestly. But, you know, it could have gone either way. I was hoping to get near my free throw percentage in high school, and I think I got close.
Well, first of all, congratulations. But I think my problem is, and I'm guilty of this, is we're talking about those who don't get in or didn't get in. And I'm trying not to, but that seems to be more of the impactful story that you and Biggio and Unit and Pedro, yes, you know, Hall of Fame worthy. We're still trying to figure out everything else, John. Will we ever figure out everything else so this isn't a topic on this day?
Yeah, I think when people were trying to, and look, I've been on the other side where you've asked me these questions so many different times, and, you know, subjectively, when you're dealing with the amount of votes and the time that it takes to look at everything, I think everybody's looking to refine and reform and make sure that the process gets better in everything. You look at college football and the playoffs, is it perfect? No. But one of the things that, having been on the other side, watching Tommy Gregg and Bobby go in and seeing and never really taking notice of what the process is and how does it work and what do people say, and, you know, it's like anything else. I've never met a person who had the guts to say something to me that they may have felt it's always positive, right? No, the reporters were always positive when it came towards my career, but yes, the reality of I'm not Pedro, I'm not Randy Johnson, I'm really nobody. I'm a unique candidate for no one's done what I've done in baseball. That doesn't mean I deserve 90% or 80% of the votes. That didn't mean anything other than I think the time we're in, it was pretty unique, and I was able to accomplish a few different things, and never was it to get in the Hall of Fame. I never played a day in my life to get into the Hall of Fame or create something, because I told you this before, I'd have never left the bullpen after the first time, because who knows how many saves I could have got, you know, if it was strictly about a number.
Did the steroid era actually help you?
I think a lot of things help me. I think that's some of the things everyone's trying to swim through and figure out. You know, I think they're trying to figure out. I've heard arguments on both sides, and look, I don't know who is or who isn't completely convicted other than them omitting, right? So my point is, it's like those things were taken to improve at some point the capacity of which they were able to perform. And whether it was recovery from injuries, whether it was staying on the field longer, we all agreed back then, and we were clanging the cymbals, that something had to be done, just so you and I or any fan is sitting back going, we want to know that's authentic. We want to know that that guy had to work his butt off after surgery or through rehab, or had to do what everybody else had to do on the same level playing field and let the athleticism and numbers be for it is. I think we're getting closer. We're nowhere near perfect. But I'll be honest, I thought 15, 20 years ago we'd never get to this point. So I was the skeptic. I said, you know, big names, never going to happen. Will we get to the 5% threshold? Doubt it. And it all happened. So, you know, I think for me personally, during that time, yes, did it help? Because I think it sorted out the different ways that you look at numbers today, and it did affect some guys and what they were able to do. So I think the playoffs, I think just the combination of everything that I was able to do, which is not normal, probably added. And the fact that I knew you. I mean, I threw your name out a lot. I really did.
And that's the problem. Schilling is not doing that, and that's why Schilling is not in the Hall of Fame right now.
Well, then I'm gonna definitely give him that tip because
you should
carry a lot of weight.
Thank you, John. We're talking to John Smoltz, the Braves Hall of Famer, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. Would you vote for Piazza?
Oh, I again, without anything being connected and knowing anything, yes. I competed against these guys, and he by far best offensive catcher I can even think of in the history of the game. And I just don't look. I don't have any social media outlets. I don't follow anything. I don't really get connected other than firsthand knowledge or somebody saying, "Hey, this is what I did. I'm sorry," or so I take everybody for their word.
But how are we going to put in Pudge Rodriguez and not put in Mike Piazza when both are under the suspicion? We got to figure this out because I don't have anything attached to Piazza other than rumor, innuendo, and the same with Pudge Rodriguez. And I think Pudge is going to get in. He may get in. Piazza might get in next year, but what's the difference here?
No, I guess, and I hear you. And when people that were friends of mine trying to follow different stories leading up to this, and some people would take the stance they're not voting for anybody that was associated whatsoever in that era, I get it. I've told you before, I think the worst crime would be if you are convicted and you're not even close. Like if the rumors are surrounding you for one way or the other, you don't get that back. You don't get your credibility, character back. And that's the one thing that even in the time frame that we did it, and Glavin and Maddox and myself, and it was such a honor to do it the way we did. And then in the midst of, I never was once on the field going, this guy's this way or this guy's I never did that. Never
but you and Glavin and Maddox never sat there in the bullpen and discussed steroids during a game? Watching guys?
Never once.
Never once?
No.
I find that amazing.
We were on the golf course, man.
Did you talk about...
Doggy was destroying a rent-a-car. I mean, he was doing things you can't even say on the radio,
Oh, I know. We've tried to do that. Okay, here's one for you. You got one game to win. Randy Johnson or Pedro Martinez?
Me.
You're not in this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm already taking you.
Oh, okay. Gosh, great call. I am going, man. This is why you're so good. You ask these kind of questions. I'm bringing in Randy in the 7th, and I'm starting Pedro.
There's no wrong answer. What if I threw Schilling in there? Schilling, Pedro.
Oh my gosh,
unit.
there is no wrong answer. Schilling obviously did it at a level that nobody else can claim. So Schilling takes the nod in that category just based on what he was able to go out and do. It's what was he, 11-2, 12-2, something like that, with a 2.1 ERA. So there's no denying when the games got bigger what this guy was able to do.
You want to make the announcement now, or do you want to add a little bit of suspense as far as me presenting you in the Hall of Fame? How do you want to do this? Because
let's keep that. Let's boost ratings later. Let's get a bump for when there's a down show, or I don't know if you ever have one of those down shows where.
This could be one right now. But I got to plan. I got to plan my year, John. So I got to,
Yeah. Hey, we're birthed on the same day, right?
I know.
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
May 15th. Listen, I'd appreciate it if you could give me the whereabouts of maybe the referee hotline that I can.
Oh, your Lions. Yeah.
To the Lions, if you don't mind.
Were you angry?
I just want to submit it. I want to get it off my chest. I just want to let that go, and I want to be done with it.
How angry were you watching the Cowboys and Lions?
One win in my 47 years here on Earth of a playoff win. I just had my bucket list. Look, you've talked about the passion bucket list.
Yeah.
And yesterday I emptied it. Man, yesterday it was like there's no way to I don't know if I can fill it back up.
Okay, if I could get the Lions into the Super Bowl, would you push your Hall of Fame induction ceremony back a year?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the number one list. I just want to show up. I want to be at the place where the Lions actually, no hoax, like nobody. I want to see them on the field. They don't even have to win.
All right,
They just have to be on the field.
Okay, as a tribute to you, when I introduce you at the Hall of Fame, I will have my hair look like your hair.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, it's a 1.5 guard on the side.
Okay.
And it's a 1 guard on top. The top's, there's not much we can do.
It's a wisp. It's like a wisp type, right? It's like tumbleweed in a desert. That's what I've got. But I will do that. I will do that.
Okay.
All right.
That is the deal.
Hey, proud of you. Congratulations, Johnny.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
All right, man. That's John Smoltz, Braves Hall of Famer.